Being in the health and wellness industry for 20 years, I can honestly say I have learned a lot about nutrition. But when my husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, I realized I didn't know what I didn't know. So I turned to every creditable resource I could, and I did a deep dive into learning how to fight cancer in alternative ways. I am proud to say that only 4 months after his diagnosis, he was declared to be in remission. Now that said, it's a fight we fight every day because cancer is smart. It can find a new home in your body if you aren't proactive. So on this episode of Your Best Life, you'll learn one of the many tools that we are using to fight cancer: nutrition. Stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of Your Best Life. I'm your host and healthy living correspondent, Beth Schomp. I used to be afraid of cancer. I thought of it as this horrible disease one tried to treat, but now I see it as an illness to be healed. Nutrition plays a huge role in any illness, and cancer is no different. So in this episode, I'm going to share with you 3 important aspects of a cancer-fighting diet. First and foremost, we want the body to become as inhospitable to cancer as possible. So that means cutting out all junk food, sugar, processed foods, and fast foods. You see, nearly all cancer cells share one common trait. They feed off carbs or blood sugar in order to grow and multiply. So that you want a diet that's packed high in nutrition and lower in calories. Now, if you follow these guidelines, you'll be doing just that. So number 1, foods. Choose foods that are high in nutrition like broccoli, carrots, leafy greens, citrus fruits, avocados, and tomatoes. Now, for more details on why these foods and more are so great to fight cancer, check out my video on my top cancer fighting foods. I recommend a big salad every day. Either have it for lunch or for dinner, but just watch your salad dressing. Salad dressings can be loaded with calories, saturated fats, sodium, and sugar, so choose wisely. I also add a protein to our salads. Salmon is a great choice because it's full of omega-3s, but we also use chicken, shrimp, and red meat as a protein choice for our salads. For red meat, we buy prime beef, and it's free of hormones, antibiotics, it's pasture-raised, and grass-fed. Same for your chicken. Your body needs protein, so choose that wisely as well. Then there's this great little nutrition hack for your immune system called G-Bombs. G-Bombs is an acronym that stands for greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. They are so big in the fight against cancer. I have a more detailed video on that as well, so check that out too. And as always, buy organic as much as possible. So you're staying away from those chemicals, the fertilizers, the toxic pesticides as much as possible. Organic fruits and vegetables, well, they don't last as long. So you may be making more frequent trips to the grocery store, but it's worth it. Number 2, juicing. When we received my husband's diagnosis, one of the first phone calls I made was to a friend whose husband was diagnosed with cancer over 20 years ago. I wanted to know what she did, and juicing was one of those activities. It has become a beautiful habit for our household ever since. My husband drinks every day 32 ounces of fruits and vegetables. And while I like to experiment with different juice recipes, our go-to is a juice that has over 11 vegetables and fruits in it. Just think of all the great nutrition that's being delivered right to his cells. If you check out my video on juicing, you'll get to see me make those juices, and you'll even get to meet my husband. Number 3, herbs and spices. It's been said that cancer protection starts with your spice rack. Herbs and spices can help stimulate the immune system and therefore help prevent cancer. Turmeric, oregano, ginger, cayenne pepper, and saffron. They all either have anti-inflammatory properties or they inhibit growth of cancer cells, or both. Garlic powder might be in your spice rack too, and that's great, but fresh garlic is so much better. It's part of the onion family, so it helps to decrease the growth of cancer cells. Thank you so much for watching. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that when Russ was first diagnosed, I turned to all kinds of different resources, and one of them was looking for healthy cookbooks. So I wanted to share with you one that I would recommend. It's called The Cancer Fighting Kitchen, and it's by Rebecca Katz and Matt Edelson, and you can find it on Amazon. And it's a really great cookbook, whether you have cancer or not. So I highly recommend it. Now, if you have any other questions in regards to this topic, or you want some other topics for me to film about, please reach out to me at yourbestlife9@gmail.com. Please be sure to like this video, and I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Until next time, be happy and be healthy.